And it may not be, he may not come and save us in a minute or even a day, but he will come and help us through that storm. Thank you, Brother Andrew. All right. So we know that Brother Naya, in the beginning, he read Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. That we need to trust in the Lord with all our hearts, right? Because sometimes things happen in our life and we don't understand, but we got to trust that God understands and God knows what he's doing, right? Now, God made man right? So he knows us. And he gave us the option, the free will, to choose to serve him or not, right? And each of us being here today shows that we have a desire to live for God, right, Michaela? Right? Didn't you come to church today because you love Jesus? Right? But you know what? God's still working on us because we're still here. And when you get a Lego set, there's just a bunch of pieces in there, right? So there's some assembly required. So God's still working on me, and there's some pieces that God's adding to my life. I'm not done yet. I'm not a complete project. And neither are you. But he has pieces that he's going to build up in our lives if we let him. Right? Now, as I said earlier, you can learn a lot about God when you think about Legos and how they can relate with God. We know that we build with Legos. And we know that every house is built by somebody, right? But we know the builder and maker is God, right? Because God made all things. He gave man the intelligence to learn how to build houses and structures. God is the creator of everything. But you have to trust God with your everything. You can't say, okay, I'm going to give you everything except this one part. God, I trust you with everything except for this one part of my life because I don't think you can handle this part. I want to be in control of this part. Now, how many here have Michaela and Mariah? You need to stop right now. Okay? Now, how many who have put a Lego set together? Like one of the sets. All right, Liz, we're going to get one for work to put together. So who's done one? Keep your hands up. Okay. Yeah, I heard you guys are like expert Lego builders there. Now, can I ask you a question? Now, when you get your Legos, now do you go home and you put them out on the table, open every single bag, and just pour them in a pile in the middle of the table? Is that how you do it? Huh? And then you say, you just kind of look at the picture and be like, okay, well, this one goes here, and this one goes here, and you just put it together anyway. Is that how you do it? That's how you do it, huh, Brother Barra? Because you're a man. That's why. Okay, you separate them by colors? By type? Okay, not yet, okay? So when we get our Lego set, do you think the set is going to end up looking like the box if that's how you do it? Come on. Come on. Stand up. Do you think that's how it's going to work? Or what is included in the box that could help you? The what? Instructions. If you don't follow the instructions, it's going to look ugly. Not always. And I was told yesterday that they didn't used to have Lego sets with instructions. You had to use your mind and do it. Make up your own. But for these sets, if you get the Pirates of the Caribbean ship, that's like 5,000 pieces. Right? And if I pour it all over the table and I just start trying to make a boat, Sister Aries, is it going to look like the picture on the box? Probably not, right? It's probably not going to happen. Now, think about your life. Did God give us any instructions? Did God leave us instructions how to do life? The Bible? You're just on it today, Naya. So God gave us the Bible, right? Now, brother, I hope you read those instructions. Just because you're a preacher and you should be doing that, right? Don't skip those instructions. So if we follow God's instructions for our life, the Bible, our lives are going to turn out the way they're supposed to, right? Instead of us trying to do things our own way, we can make a mess of things, right? We could have an end result that doesn't look anything what God intended if we try to do things our own way, right? So we may end up creating something, but it may not be pretty, right? Just like with our Legos. Now, since God gave us the instructions in the Bible, does that mean we just got to buy one and hang it, put it on our desk? You would read it? That makes sense, right? Okay, so who has a Bible? Or there's a Bible in your house, right? So there should be at least one Bible in every single house, right? So I challenge you to read your instructions every day, right? And when you're in school and you have a question, Sister Price, you're a teacher, right? So if your kids have questions, they talk to the teacher, right? If they read the instructions and they still don't get it, you can talk to the teacher. So, when you read the instructions and you still don't get it, Sister Darla, don't get it, you can talk to your teacher. You can talk to Jesus, right? Because it doesn't matter if you're 4 or 99, you can talk to Jesus, and he's going to listen to you, and he's going to talk to you, and he's going to give you that instruction that you need to help your life where the pieces will fall where they're supposed to, right? But we have to trust God enough to give him the pieces of our lives and follow his instructions. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart and lean not into thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. So just in those few scriptures right there, God's telling you, you don't know it all. Don't pretend like you do. Okay? I don't care how old you are, you do not know everything yet. There's always more for you to learn. So we got to trust God and not think that we know everything, and give him everything and depart from evil. And this world is getting darker and darker, filled with more evil. We got to protect ourselves from that. We got to trust that God has a plan, because each of you were born with a purpose, and you're special, and God loves you. And he has a plan for your lives, but you got to allow him to do it. You know that, Lazaria? You came up here and prayed Thursday night, and God loves you. Did you know that? And he has a plan for you, but you got to let him direct you. Because God tries to talk to us all the time, and sometimes we just don't even hear it. Now, in the faith chapter in Hebrews 11, In verse 10 it says, whose builder and maker is God. If we have a firm foundation with God and we allow him to work in our lives and we follow his instructions, the end result will be beautiful. When you start to build, the pieces will begin to fall in place when you start going by God's plan and not your own. So in Romans chapter 8:28, it says, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God and to them who are called according to his purpose. So today, as everyone stands, I'm going to ask that if you want God to move in your life and you want to trust him more, that you will come forward and pray as Sister Price sings. And let's just let God be the builder in our lives. Okay, let's give him the pieces and let him make something beautiful.